I'm climbing up Mount Bromley. In the winter, this will be a ski run down. You can see right over there the piping that basically they'll attach the snowmaking machines. Another run will go through there and intersect with this. But right now, it's hiking trail, and up there is the summit of Mount Bromley. Now, to be honest with you, this isn't the worst summit that I've done. On the other hand, this is the first day in a while that I've been hiking with a full pack. Man, slack packing was great, but 35 pounds on your back, I really feel it. My shoulders are already sore, and it's early in the day. But that's the way it goes. Onward, and in this case, literally upward. If you reach the top, now you gotta go down. So there is an expression the trail provides. So let me give you kind of a little example of that. So this was actually a few days ago on a very hot day. Oops, let me get down here first. Okay. At a road crossing, Trail Angel Steve, well known in this area, was providing trail magic, which was really necessary because it was an incredibly steep climb down to the road crossing, and then the trail magic kind of fueled me for the incredibly steep uphill climb to the shelter I was going to stay at. The very same shelter where I saw Radioactive. But anyway, Steve was basically closing up shop for the day, as it were. And there was a knife left in one of the pockets of the chairs that he had set out. And he said it was a young woman's knife. She had left it behind by accident. And he believed that she was stopping at the next shelter, which is where I was going. Would I take it? Absolutely. Of course I would. So I did. She did not stop at that shelter. And I thought, all right, I've got this knife, which certainly I did not need the extra weight. It wasn't a huge knife, but it was, had some heft to it. And we all try to cut whatever ounces we can. But it was kind of entrusted to me. So I held on to it, thinking, who knows, maybe I will see her farther up the trail. Well, anyway, jump ahead to my stay at the Wicked Way station. And who should arrive but Trail Angel Steve, who is providing a ride for Waffles. Waffles, who I've been hiking with for the past couple days. And I told him, I still have the knife. I never saw her. And he said, no, as it turned out, she had to get off trail, up some injury of some sort. She was upset because her father had given her the knife. And I said, I still have it. And he said, oh, she gave me her address. I can send it to her. So I was able to give Steve the knife back. And this young lady, who probably thought that, this thing that was obviously of significant personal value to her that was lost, she's going to get it back. I think that's pretty cool. Sometimes the trail does indeed provide, maybe in strange ways, but it provides. Good morning. Why wasn't there a concluding video last night? Well, because I and two other hikers were unsuccessfully trying to outrun a torrential downpour with thunder and lightning. I said unsuccessfully. By the time we got to the shelter, we were all drenched. So basically, put on dry clothing, eat some warm food, go to bed. So that was the conclusion of yesterday. Well, good morning, everyone. Today's a new day. It is unfortunately supposed to rain again today. The two hikers that I was hiking with yesterday, walkie-talkie and happy hour, they're up from Springer. To be honest with you, they hike at a pace that I just cannot sustain. But they really helped me finish up the day yesterday, so I appreciate it. They are actually ahead of me. We all took off at the same time, not intentionally, it just happened, but they are already significantly ahead. But anyways, today awaits. Had to put on all wet clothes this morning. My body heat has already dried out my pants and my underwear. Sorry if that's TMI. My shirts are still a little damp, but it's warming up as I'm warming up and hiking. And we will see what today brings. Depending upon when the rain comes and how bad it is, this may be the only video of the day. We shall see. This experience is also the joys of the Appalachian Trail. It's not supposed to rain today, or more appropriately, a very low chance of rain. So that's good. I continue to hike. I may push for an 18-mile day. We'll see how I'm feeling because it's not going to rain. But if I don't do the 18, then I'll definitely do a 15-mile day because, you know, where the shelters are. So that is your update. Hope you've enjoyed the waterfall. Wish you could see a little bit better. What about today? Because this is, hello, good morning. This is the intro video for the day. Today's going to be a tough one. Although the sun is out, you can tell, I believe, shining through the trees. But I'm heading up to Killington, and I do mean up. This is the first 4,000 footer. Now the question for me is, can I do it? The shelter that's basically at the top of Killington is a little over 14 miles, but there's also shelter 9.8. I would hate to do less than 10 miles today. On the other hand, today's orientation, there will be ups and downs, of course, there always are, but today's orientation is almost entirely up. So 14.1 miles or so. Think of it as maybe 10 or 11 of those will be up. And the last about 4 or 5 miles, definitely up. So when I get to that shelter at 9.8, I've got a decision to make. Can I keep going up, up, up? We shall see. And another day, hopefully a dry one, begins. We have not had clear views like this for several days. very steep climb. Number 1 today. Vermont cows. Maybe they're responsible for some good Vermont cheddar. Or maybe even Ben and Jerry's. I try to highlight trail crews when I can. Should have got a picture of them, but I didn't. Anyway, there was a trail crew back just a little ways. They were placing stepping stones over a stream crossing. And in fact, one of them told me not to step on a particular stone had not been set yet. What was unique about this crew and what I was happy to see is that it was all young people. Pretty much every other crew that I've seen has been older people, some of them who are no longer hikers, but they want to give back to the trail. But it was really nice seeing a young crew. So once again, my hat's off to anyone that maintains the trail and makes it possible for us to do what we have to do. And now I need to put my phone away because I need both hands to do this. That's a slippery rock. This begins a 4-mile climb up to, well, just shy of the peak of Killington Mountain. I hope it has switchbacks and sections that let me catch my breath. But any way you look at it, it's 4 miles up. Here we go. Oh look, an end of the day video. About a mile away from the shelter. It's been a tough day, but a good day. The weather has been very cooperative. Once again, you may be able to see the sun like in the morning. This last mile into Killington is actually not that bad. The first 3 miles were definitely what I expected. But it's been a good day. Radioactive and Wolfman are going to be at the shelter. And I think a couple other hikers that I know. Tomorrow will be a 7.5, 8 mile day. And then several of us are staying at a hiker-friendly motel. They've got laundry. We got rained on several days, well, a couple days in a row. And, you just want to get cleaned up, both you and your clothes. So that'll be tomorrow. But for today, I've got another mile to go. Hopefully it'll stay nice and easy. And see you tomorrow. So this is Main Junction. Entering Vermont, the Long Trail and the AT are contiguous for about 105 miles. This is the point where they diverge. That's the Long Trail. That will take you to Canada. That's the AT. We're heading into New Hampshire in a couple of days, and then New Hampshire and Maine. Less than 500 miles. Well, there weren't a lot of views today. I did show that one partial view. Whether it will make it into Maggie's video or not, I don't know. But it was a good day, Nero, the 8.2 miles. The usual ups and downs of Vermont. A couple of steep sections. I don't want to say I'm getting better at them. I still stop. But I am stopping less frequently and for shorter durations. So I will take that. I don't want to say I'm concerned, but when I get into the whites, I know my mileage will be knocked down significantly. But that's the way the Appalachian Trail runs. The stretch in New Hampshire will really knock you. But this is what you have to do if you want to make it to Katahdin. And then, of course, in my case, flip back to Harper's Ferry and head south to Springer. But today, a good short day. Went to Walmart, with Wolfman. Did not get a lot of stuff. One of the things I needed was baby wipes. It's amazing how useful they are. And then just a couple of minor food items to hold me over until I get a box from Kathy. Now that box is the most important thing in there are going to be a new pair of shoes. I definitely need them. But there will be some food items in there. And then because I will be in Hanover, I'll be able to take a look at what I have and what I need and fill out my resupply in Hanover. But today was a good day. And tomorrow I'm back on trail for a full day. Hopefully the weather will be good. It's supposed to rain in the morning tonight, but by the time I hit the trail, it should be good. So keep your fingers crossed for me. Good morning, everybody. Back on the trail again. Been on the trail for just a little while. Took a Blue Blaze trail from the inn that we stayed at. By we, there were a lot of hikers there, but the two that I've been hiking with for the past couple days, Radioactive and Wolfman, Pop and Lop were there, and several others. The Blue Blaze was actually originally part of the AT until they did a reroute. But now I'm back on the real thing. Trying not to fall on slippery rocks. Okay, success. And got a little bit of a late start. Well, actually, about 2 hours later than I normally would because they didn't serve breakfast until 7:30 at the inn. Delicious though. Apple cinnamon pancakes, ham, tea, orange juice. It was all quite good. And I find that the days that I skip breakfast are kind of tough days. It's my own fault, of course. You need the fuel to hike. So I am well fueled. Today is going to be hopefully a 15-mile day, and no rain is predicted. Always good. Temperature's cool, and so a new day begins. Thundering Falls. Earlier today, even though it wasn't supposed to rain, we did have some rain. So that slowed me down a little bit in the sense that I stopped, put on my rain jacket, started raining a little harder, put on my rain pants. I rarely put them on. But then, of course, after you put all that gear on, the rain stops. But right now it's nice. Blue skies with scattered clouds. The trail is pretty good. Have about 6 miles. There was one really long uphill this morning, and that's when it was raining. So I'm slow to begin with on uphills like that. And the rain didn't help, particularly the stopping to put on the rain gear. But this is a moderate uphill, what I think of as a normal AT uphill. And so it's a pretty good day. Still miles to go, however. Usually, the camera's facing me for the end of the day video. But I am at a place called The Lookout after a very difficult 15-mile day. And Lookout used to be privately owned. It apparently has been abandoned, but it is in Far Out as a place where hikers can stay. It was a rather challenging Blue Blaze to get here, but when you think about the 360 views from up top of the lookout, I think you would say that it is worth it. There's more mountains over there. And basically back where we started. I am literally on top of a lookout platform that's been built on this. The fireplace works. There are messages in Far Out, people that were here in spring or fall when it got really cold, starting a fire. But it's a nice, dry, secure place. And even though it's abandoned, take a look at this roof. It's a metal roof that's in extremely good shape. So I am bowed for this evening. And I'm sure it really doesn't do justice on this phone, but oh my God, the view is magnificent. Goodbye, the lookout. Good morning, everybody. Getting back on trail. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. No rain in the forecast. Then again, there was no rain in the forecast yesterday. We got some anyway, but I'm optimistic. Another 15-mile day. Should be fun. And then tomorrow I'll be crossing into New Hampshire. But gotta finish up Vermont first. Stopped in for a little snack here at the On the Edge farm, and that's Radioactive. Walking to the picnic table. Wonderful baked goods, packing out a sandwich to eat for lunch. Couldn't ask for anything more. And that's Jess Henry passing. That is a maple syrup line. There's a number of maple trees that are tapped, and the sap flows down those lines. Eventually it'll be Vermont maple syrup. A typical New England rock wall.
Beautiful. You don't realize how high up we are.
I know.
It seems like we've been dropping. And then all of a sudden you break out and it's like, we're this high up, what's our elevation?
And then you've got that little farm down below. It's just breathtaking. Okay, the end of a very good day. And I'm actually going to turn the camera around and show you why. I am staying at a Trail Angels house. Her name is Linda. You'll see that there are several other hikers here as well. The house, my tent. I thought this location was flatter. I may pay a price for it if it rains, but up above those two blue tents, that is Radioactive and Wolfman. This was a 21-mile day. We got to the shelter and we decided to push on. It'll make for a slightly shorter day tomorrow, moving to, wow, our next state, New Hampshire. But anyways, it was a very good day. There was a really nice stop at a farm stand early in the day. Got another breakfast, and then the hike. There was one really tough climb coming away from the farm stand, but then after that the terrain was, well, it was the usual AT. Some steep uphills, but they were short, so I could handle them, followed by some nice cruisy terrain that helped me to catch my breath again. So this is where I'm going to be tonight, and you know, it was a tough day, 21 miles, but certainly hiking with Radioactive and Wolfman has been a lot of fun. So let's end the week with this. Shoes falling apart, socks with holes worn through them, and sun gloves that are falling apart. And in the resupply box, brand new shoes, brand new socks, brand new sun gloves. These owe me nothing. They have over 700 miles on them. Hopefully these will work just as well.